All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be looking at some different types of rules with multiplying and dividing integers. Now, actually, this is the easier sections for students to complete compared to the addition and subtraction. In 8th grade, students rock the multiplying and dividing. It's the adding, subtracting they struggle with. So 7th grade, we want to go ahead and rock all of them. So essential question, is the product of two integers positive, negative, or zero? How can you tell? And our goal is to be able to multiply integers. I can multiply integers. So for some reason, the multiply integers needs to go down just a little bit. All right, here we go. We've got two new rules. And the easiest way I like to think about it is kind of like the same signs, different signs, like we talked about with the addition and subtraction. But when I have multiplication of two integers, whether they are two positive or two negative, the answer is going to be positive. Remember, you want to get this down in your notes. Pause the video if you need to, come back to it. Where the different signs, if I multiply them, it's actually going to give me a negative answer. So remember, on the addition subtraction, it always kind of depended when it was different signs. For multiplying, different signs always gives you a negative answer. If you want to, you can write it out like this, where you have a positive multiplied by a positive, but again, it's got the elementary x there. You could change it to a dot if you'd like, or you can even use your parentheses. But again, it's just a visual representation that same signs gives us a positive answer, different signs gives us a negative answer. And that's for multiplying integers, because that's what we're doing right now. Now, on our actual information today, on your notes or whatever, I'm not testing you or quizzing you or really checking to see if you know your multiplication tables, because you should already know those skills. It's the positive and negative signs. So looking at it, I automatically know that a negative multiplied by a positive is a negative answer. So it's really just going to be a negative 48. And that's kind of a mental math information. So go ahead and write MM there. Let me see if I can get my pointer to be written as the pen. So again, negative 48, and just give the little code MM, mental math. All right, this one here, similar idea. I am multiplying. It is a positive multiplied by a negative, so different signs is going to give me a negative 72. Let's put a little MM, mental math. It's really when students go too quickly that they make mistakes. For this one, I've got same signs when I'm multiplying. Now remember, it might be written with two parentheses, kind of like this, but it still means multiplication. A negative multiplied by a negative is a positive, and if you didn't know, you can multiply it out, it gives you 64. Mental math. Very nice. All right, here, if you don't have much experience with exponents, we are going to practice right now. So when I see this problem written as parentheses, negative 5, which means the quantity of negative 5, and that little exponent, you should know about squares already. It really means multiply it by the same value. So I'm really going to rewrite it as negative 5 multiplied by negative 5. Now, technically, I don't need that little dot there because I already have my parentheses. Using my integer rules for multiplication, I've got same signs. Negative multiplied by a negative is a positive. Positive 25. And I don't really have to worry about putting MM there because I already got some work, so it looks pretty good. Sorry. If you notice on this one, I do not have the parentheses, so I cannot write the exact same value twice. Again, this previous one had the parentheses, so I wrote it twice. This one, it really means negative, or the opposite of 7 squared. So when I hear 7 squared, it really means 7 times 7. So I will write it like this. The opposite of, because the negative sign really means the opposite of 7 times 7. Which gives me a negative 49 because the integers have different signs. So the true difference is, do we have parentheses or no parentheses? So if you notice on this one, no parentheses. I've got an exponent of 3, so that means the opposite of 6 times 6 times 6. So if I multiply it out, 6 times 6 is 36, and 36 times 6 is negative 216. This next one, though, remember, it has parentheses. Now, if it has parentheses, that means I get to write the exact same thing 3 times. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Again, you don't need the dot if you don't want it. I wrote it 3 times. Now, I know that negative 2 multiplied by negative 2, same signs, is going to give me a positive 4. And a positive 4 multiplied by a negative 2 gives me a negative 8. Again, practicing our signs with multiplication, but also parentheses. An exponent of 3 means write it 3 times. Parentheses means write the exact same thing 3 times. All right, word problem. A ski lift descends the side of a mountain at a rate of 450 feet per minute. What is the lift's change in altitude after 7 minutes? Now, first of all, we should hopefully know that descends means it's going downhill, so down the mountain. So in other words, it's losing elevation. So when I set this up, it's really going to be, oh, look at negative 450, because again, it's descending. And then the time frame is 7 minutes, so that means I'm going to go ahead and multiply by 7. There's no such thing as a negative time. So I've got a negative multiplied by a positive, and it, of course, gives me a negative answer because it's descending. It's going down the mountain. And then if you need to, go ahead and multiply it out. So the question says, what is the lift's change in altitude after 7 minutes? So that's going to give me negative 3,150 feet after 7 minutes. All right, and we'll actually pause there for your video, so go ahead and finish up writing that, and then you'll actually start your assignment. All right, have a great day.